Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a makeup look using the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade palette. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, go ahead and keep on watching. Okay you guys, we're going to get started right away because I don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to use two primers today. They are both Becca, and the first one is this Becca Skin Love Brighten and Blur Primer. I loved this stuff. I fell in love with it. Oh, I thought it was a pump, but I guess it is not a pump. So I'm just going to use it just a little bit. It is, I think it's silicone based. It smells delicious. It smells like melon and cucumber type. It kind of comes out like silicone based, but it doesn't really feel like it going on the skin. But it's supposed to blur, so we're going to put it in those pores to blur them away. Okay, the next one we'll use is the Backlight Priming Filter. I love this stuff. And my next, not my next favorite, I think my favorite is probably the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I like using that one more in summer, but I do also enjoy putting it either mixing with my foundation or underneath my foundation to give me that glowy look. Okay. And I'm using a foundation that I haven't used in a long time. If you guys have watched my makeup videos, you'll notice that I've been using my Too Faced Peach Perfect to try to use it up before it goes bad. But this is also one that I haven't used for a long time and it's going to expire soon. It's my Pro Filter 290 by Rihanna, the Fenty Beauty line. And I was going to use my sponge, but I think I'll just put some on my hand. I'm going to put 3 pumps. It dries down really quick. So if I do this, I'm going to do really quick, thin layers. And I'm going to work from the middle of my face outward. I usually start at the jawline, but we're doing this today instead. The brush I'm using is my F79. It is a concealer blend kabuki brush, but it is my go-to foundation brush right now. The problem with it is it takes a long time to blend out your foundation because it's so tiny. I don't know why my ear is so red. This is actually a really good color for me right now. I used to have the shade 190 and I found it was too light for me. So it's still lighter than my forehead, which is kind of what I expect because I do still have a tan on my forehead somehow. I didn't tan all this summer. I wasn't outside at all. So it's interesting, but yeah, it's still tanned. That looks really nice if I do say so myself. It's pretty even. I don't generally like to put too much product on my forehead because it creases really easy up there. But it seems to be the spot that needs the most coverage because it's such a different color than the rest of my face. I have to be careful right here as well because I have like some, frown lines and my makeup creases there quite often as well. It's good to know like where your frown lines are because it's usually where your makeup will break down. A lot of people will have a really oily area right here, and when you smile or frown, I don't know, just all these different expressions that we have during a day when we don't really notice it and your makeup breaks down, and oil does not help. Okay, that looks pretty good. Next, what's next? I'm going to use my Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer, but the Peach Corrector color. So I'm not using the concealer today, but we'll do some peach correcting just under the eyes, the inner corners a tad, and on some of my spots here. I will use this P84 Precision Angled brush to blend it out. And this one I honestly don't blend out like ridiculously much because I want the product to stay where I've placed it pretty much. And we will cover it up with normal concealer. If we blend it out, we can let it dry down. And then the concealer I've chosen for today is my Tarte Double Duty Beauty Shape Tape Light Medium Sand. The number is 27S. And I was going to go for light sand. It was just still too light for me right now. You can see like this one's quite light for the look, like the shade of, so I don't even know why I'm doing this because I was going to bronze today, but maybe I'll contour instead. And for these points, I'm actually just going to use my foundation brush because I don't want to have it super concentrated. I want it to blend it out a tad. You can see this like little dot on my nose right there. That's actually a pore. Like that's pretty bad. So I really have to press the brush in there and then it covers it up. That was, I think I mentioned that in one of my videos. That was literally a zit that I had when I was like, how old was I? 14? Yeah, when I was a teenager, you guys, oh, I had some bad acne. Like you wouldn't think now that I had bad acne, but I did. Like I was on everything. And it was actually before Proactive came out. They didn't have Proactive when I was a teenager. And even if they would have, we never had a computer. Because computers were too expensive at that point in time. And so it's still really wet underneath my eye. I'm just going to blend it out a little bit more here. So I'm going to go in with some powder now. I'm back to Jeffree Star's Magic Star, the Luminous finish, and I've chosen natural for today's look. And it's definitely a little bit more pink on the outside. I don't want my stuff to crease, so I'm going to go in, tap off my brush. Oh, I can see the sparkle now. Oh, that's pretty. I couldn't see it with the beige one. I'm going to put this like all over because I'm feeling like powder today. And I'm going to switch to this brush. This is actually the Spotlight Duster F37. I'm going to use it to spotlight dust everywhere. See, now I see it. This one seems to have more of a shine than the other one. It's weird. It looks pretty. I can totally see it. Like when I look up close in the mirror, I can see like the little sparkles all over my face. I like it. I'm obsessed with this powder right now. It's like the only one I've been using. Okay. So now I'm going to I'm going to contour a little bit. I've changed my mind. I was going to bronze with Physicians Formula, but I'm going to go in with the shade Sculpt in my Tartiest Pro Palette by Tarte. I'll use my large angled contour F40. Not going crazy here, just a little bit of sculpting on the cheekbones, along the nose. I'm not going to do under the jaw today, but I'll do around the hairline. This smells like chocolate. Oh, love it. Oops. And I'm just gonna stipple my brush underneath my eye because it looks like it's creasing a little bit. I don't want the product to move now that it has been set with powder. I just want to get rid of those like little creases. Normally I would use my finger to tap it out, and that's probably your best bet. All right, I'm going to highlight quick while I'm in here using my Flower Beauty palette. I love this palette, it's so underrated. And I'm going to use, we'll use the champagne color here. And my spotlight, not my spotlight duster, my high cheekbone highlighter, the F03. Keep it out for inner corner highlight. So here's the deal. Oh, I never did blush. Hold on. We're going to use Blush Bar today by Benefit, and I'm just going to mix all of the blush colors because I love doing that. Why not? I'm using my F10. Hello, beautiful smelling palette. Sometimes I like, especially cheekbone highlight, I like putting on blush after to kind of blend it in a little bit. And actually this is going on quite light. It's not like that really nice, like you can't go wrong with this. Like you're not gonna mess up and put on like too much product. Okay, so before I do anything else, I'm going to spray my face with my Morphe setting mist. This is almost gone. Just a small spray today. Ooh, let that dry. I'm going to use my Fenty Pro Filt'r Amplifying Eye Primer in Anvisa-Pink. I find that not a lot of product goes on the eye. Like, needless to say, you don't need a whole lot, but it almost seems like the applicator is so tiny that it doesn't really do anything. It's weird. I don't know. I'm sure it does. But I'm not one of those people to keep my makeup on for like more than 12 hours. So I can't speak on the well, I can't talk either. The longevity of it. So I usually just put my makeup on for a couple hours. The max is probably like 4 hours. And then I'm ready to take it off. It would probably be different if I had like a full-time job where I went for 8 hours, but even when I worked, I never did my makeup to this extent because I never had the time. I had to get up at like 4:30 in the morning, or 5:30 in the morning. Oh, it was 5 o'clock. I'd get up at 5, take my son to daycare, and then still take half an hour to get to my own job from there. I was going in to the Lemonade palette. When I first kind of thought about it, I figured like I can't really get a look out of here just by itself. It's going to look really summery, and it might look summery. I don't know what it's going to look like on my face yet, but I was going to mix the Celestial Storm, but after examining the colors for a while, I want to do looks with this by itself because man, they're just so gorgeous. I'm at first I was like, I love this palette. Then I had like, oh my god, I can't believe I bought this palette, and I'm glad I bought it because I love it. I'm in love with it again. It's like one of those hate-love relationships. This one, not as much. The colors are beautiful, but it's really difficult to get a look with this. But what I'm going to do, this is the plan of attack. I'm going to start with this, deepen everything up with this, and then use this one. And this one will blend stuff, or no, sorry, this one will be blending out, and we'll see where we go from there. So I'm going to start with an E25. I'm going to go into Sweet Tea, which is the orange shade. Tap off the brush and start in the crease like I usually do. So again, I will be picking up my son. So usually the way it works is I get up at, well, I set my alarm for 5, right? And that's early, but I do it to get some stuff done in the morning. And this morning I did not end up getting up at 5. I got up at 6:30. So needless to say, I never got anything done that I wanted to get done. And yeah, when I wake up late like that on a weekday, it always kind of sets me back because I have to get my son up at 7, and then Danny wakes up at the same time. It's my daughter. And then I'm pretty much making his lunch, and we've also been going over his words. So like grade 1 is all about spelling. It's pretty much exactly like kindergarten, but which a friend and I talked about, a mom that goes, like, her kid goes to Connor school. So grade 1 is exactly like kindergarten, but they added spelling words. So Connor and I have been concentrating on his spelling and trying to figure that crap out. What time works best for him to kind of learn, but because he did pretty good on his first test, he actually did quite well. All things considered, that he is not used to spelling. The last test he did not do well at all. He got not a single word right, and I think it was test anxiety. I don't think it was that he didn't know them, because the morning that we went in for the test, I went over the words with him and he seemed to know them quite well. So, and I had test anxiety when I was in school, so surprisingly I got through 2 degrees, God forbid. I don't know how he did it, but if he has that problem, like, it's something that we'll have to work on together. Okay, taking a break from talking. I think I built up that color really, really pretty, really nicely. So I'm going to dip the same brush into Chai Tea now, which is the darker shade here. And I'm going to start on the outer corner and bring it in slowly and see how that works with this other color. So anyway, so I've been getting up, trying to get up at 5 so I can get my organizing stuff done, kind of like planning as you go, like Cindy Baldo does. Oh yeah, and I don't know, this video is actually going to be released pretty quickly, so I just wanted to ask you guys a question, because in my last plan with me, I had mentioned I wanted to do a poll on what you guys would like to see, so I'm going to mention it again. I can't do a poll because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. In order to do a poll on your YouTube channel, you have to have at least 1,000, and I don't have that. So I can't do a poll because I don't have a community tab, and I can't do it in my cards either. So that leaves me, I think I could do it on Instagram. I'm not sure, I haven't checked that one out yet. But instead of doing that, I just would like to get some comments. I'm going to start mentioning this in every video, what you guys, my viewers, or my subscribers, I guess, would like to see. So I was interested in doing something like a plan as you go, like Cindy does. So basically doing a planning video every single day for an entire month. And I guess that would be like the only videos I would do that month, other than my bullet journal setup and my power sheets. But I was thinking maybe for not October because it's coming up so quickly, but maybe November before Christmas. So plan as you go type video style like Cindy does, and that's just kind of like walking through like all of your planners, kind of what I do on a daily basis, like going through my power sheets, then my Erin Condren, my happy planner, and then my bullet journal. Or I could do like 25 days of makeup and Christmas, kind of like what Angela Bright did last year. She picked random palettes. She got her viewers to vote on it, which palettes they'd want to see, and she did like 25 makeup looks for each day in December. Or the last option, I guess, would be Vlogmas. So I could technically do 2 of them, because what I could do is do for November, do the plan as you go type video, and then in December do Vlogmas. And I actually wouldn't mind doing a Vlogmas type style video because as I'm working through my stuff every day, I could vlog that too. So I'd like to know what you guys think. So whoever's watching, if you could leave me some comments, let me know, and I can go from there. Ooh, I totally forgot to do my eyebrows. And I did not realize this was getting so dark, but it's pretty dark. Okay, so to lighten things up a bit, I'm going to go in with Peach. I'm going to use a brush, I think, because I want to not touch it. I'm going to put this on the lid. I'm using a pencil brush. This is an E30. And I'm going into Peach, which is this pretty shade here. I think it'll lighten things up a tad. At least give some sparkle to the inner corner area. And we'll go back in to blend it all out with Sweet Tea again once this dries. When you add fixing, like setting mist to your brush, you can't just blend it right away because it's all wet, so you gotta wait for it to dry. I like the way this looks. And it definitely looks more fall, but before I go any further, I'm also going to add a sparkle to the lower lash line. So I'm using an E27 now, which is the detailed blending brush. Spray this one with some MAC Fix Plus. And I was debating whether to go in with the blue or the green on the lower lash line, but I want to do blue. So this is the color here. I did use this when I first got this palette, and I never filmed that look. I didn't even use primer on my eye. I just put it all over my eye, and it was okay. It was like one of my date nights with Chad. We went to O2's for drinks, but I mean, it didn't last long, and it creased because I never used a primer. And I'm going to probably have to put some blue color on my waterline, or maybe purple, because this is technically almost purple. It's called Blueberry Fizz. It's like hard to keep my eye open. I'll have to wait for this color to dry as well before I do anything with it. Okay, so while it's drying, I'm going to add some liner to that. I've got my Morphe liners here, and I think I've either got a blue one or a purple one. I think purple would look better, and this is called Faith, so we'll add that one. Okay, that looks interesting. So I'm going to go back in with my brush, go back into the color, I'm going to have to line the upper lash line, I think. Looks definitely interesting. Okay, so first I need to do eyebrows because this is driving me nuts. Like, my eyebrows aren't done and it looks so weird. So I'm just gonna blend between these two shades on the upper lid before we do anything else. And eyebrows, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this step and I will show you when I'm all done. Okay, eyebrows are done. They're looking okay, not the greatest, but that's okay. I'm not looking for perfection right now. I'm using my Too Faced liquid liner to line the upper lash line. really quick line, just like really thin to adhere some lashes. Next I will do some I'll do some mascara. Again, I'll do that off camera because you don't need to see me doing my lashes 1,000 times. We'll be right back. So while I'm waiting for my eyelash glue to dry on my eyelashes, we're going to do lips. And before we do lips, I guess I will do the inner corner highlight because that, is very important. So I'm going to take an F30 again, same color as I highlighted the rest of my face, and pop it right on the corner. I don't think I'm going to do under the brow, or you know what, I lied. I'll do under the brow too. There we go. For lips, I'm going to line my lips with my Milani 09 Spice lip liner. And I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills in Pure Hollywood. Okay, put it on, and then I take the lip liner again and go over just to blend everything in. And that is it. So I need to get these lashes on. So usually I have the problem that the lash is like too long. This one's too short, so it's got like almost 3/4 of an inch of my eye where it doesn't have an eyelash, and it looks really ridiculous. But I'm gonna try to fix it with some mascara. Okay, so I think that is it. I'm just gonna spray my face quick. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, I'd love if you subscribed, and last but not least, click the bell button to be notified every time I upload a video. We'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye!